이 노래는 It's about you baby Only you You 내가 힘들 때 울 것 같을 때 기운도 이제 나지 않을 때 It's you 날 걱정하니 It's you 날 웃게 하니 말 안 해도 돼 But what do you say 멀리든 언제든지 달려와 답은 척도 없이 난 나타나 이게 말이 되니 난 물어봐 너는 말야 He's the one who's living in the system baby Oh my god yes and yes on that I was really hoping that he will come through Oh my god 전부뿐이야 asking all the time about what I should do Now I can never let him go 너만 생각나 24 넌 행운아야 정말로 I know 널 알기 전까지는 나 의미 없었어 전부 다 내 맘이 끝이 없는 걸 I know I'm going crazy right 어디서든 몇 번이든 There ain't nothing else that I would hold on to I hear his voice through all the night 잠시라도 날 써놓지만 no 걱정 없잖아 Cause I got someone 혼자라도 괜찮아 Cause I love someone 멀리든 언제든지 달려와 답은 척도 없이 넌 나타나 이게 말이 되니 난 물어봐 너는 말이야 He's the one that's living in my system baby Oh my god yes and yes on that I was really hoping that he will come through Oh my god 전부뿐이야 asking all the time about what I should do Now I can never let him go 너만 생각나 24 넌 행운아야 정말로 I know 널 알기 전까지는 나 의미 없었어 전부 다 내 맘이 끝이 없는 걸 I know I'm just living in my system baby
Let me know in the chat about my baby. Looking at the chat.
I'm going crazy right baby
You guys are listening here.
I'm going crazy right baby My heart is glowing now 너랑만 있으면 무서울 게 같은 매워진 더 매워짐 My heart is glowing it be glowing Oh my god yes and yes on that I was really hoping that he will come through Oh my god 전부뿐이야 asking all the time about what I should do Now I can never let him go He's right there for me 24 난 행운아야 정말로 I know 널 알기 전까지는 나 의미 없었어 전부 다 어떡해 My heart is glowing my heart is glowing up so I can't sleep at night
That one there. That's Susie. That's the baby. She's in the bedroom. So I'm going. Yeah, there we go. I was sitting there jamming. So I just figured I would jump on, say hey. We'll give, people a couple more minutes. Hopefully more people will decide they want to join. But if not, I'm not doing it for the views. I'm just kind of hoping that, that I don't know, help somebody, I guess, ultimately at the end of the day. I have all these different apps open on my thing. It's so ew. Anyway, so the title of this is, New Year, New Me, or is it? And I say that because, every year, hey, good morning, Joelle's from New Zealand. That's awesome. Also, full disclaimer, if I mispronounce anybody's name, I do apologize. I'm terrible at pronunciations. So again, forgive me. And also, as a disclaimer for those of you who may not have been on here, I I tend to let, like, as I call them, some spicy sentence enhancers fly. So just just disregard. Okay, just understand that's just how I am. But the titles, I did it as New Year, New Me. And that's mainly because, every time the new year comes around, for most people, right, we have a goal or something or something that we want to accomplish, right? We want to do something better. We want to be um, a better person, or we want to lose weight, or, find something that we've always wanted to do and either improve upon it or do it. And the question is that really a new you? Like, so last year, the beginning of 2022, my New Year's resolution was to um, continue with my yoga. Like, I was going sporadically. I um honestly, I wanted to lose weight for a long time. And like most people, I tried all the lose weight quick things, right? We tried diets, we tried pills, we tried these new fads that are coming out, and I did the same thing. I was sitting at 230, which for some people that's not a lot. And for some people, people have told me all the time, you don't look like you weigh that much. And I'm like, yeah, I may not look it, but I feel it. I can tell in my clothes, I can tell, in my face, that sort of thing. And so at the start of the pandemic, I had started this yoga journey that I wanted to try because I had never tried yoga. And honestly, I hate working out. I hate exercise. Like, I know it's very weird. It's a very weird thing. I don't like exercise. I don't like feeling like I exercise. And I don't like when it's boring because it just is. And I went through that same thing with joining gyms, right? Beginning of the year, you go for the first 3 months. And then after that, you don't go. And these gyms are just getting all of your money and you forget to cancel. So, needless to say, I joined this yoga studio, started doing yoga, loved it, loved the instructors, loved the way they taught, but I was only going like maybe once a week, right? But then I started falling off and only going every once in a while and this, that, and the third. So by 2022, my goal was I said, I want to get back into yoga and I want to stick with it. I want to do that because honestly, I hadn't been that confident in how I looked, my body, just, overall that whole mindset. And honestly, it had a lot to do with social media. And this isn't for everybody, but this is just my journey. Um, they constantly tell you you got to be this big or this skinny. You got to have this small waist. You got to have this fat ass, this huge set of boobs. You got to have hair down your back. You got to have bundles for days. Your makeup has to be snatched every day, all day. And the more you see that, the more you just kind of start trying to figure out what's wrong with you. Why don't you look like that? Why, no matter how much hard work you do, how many diets you go on, why don't you look like that? Right. And then also went on this whole hair journey too. I have always been relaxed for 20 plus years of my life. I've always had relaxed hair. I've always had short hair. Then I went on this journey of a natural hair journey. Why? Because you see all these women with beautiful bundles and curls. And I'm like, I want big Diana Ross hair. I want curls for days. And they give you that impression that your natural hair is going to be like that or look like that. And in actuality, mine doesn't. Okay. My hair doesn't even grow that long. It grows very fast. My hair is very thick, but it don't grow past here. My hair's never been past like my neck. So it's just all these things that they portray that that's how it should be or should look or you should look or you should be to be considered desirable or attractive or even remotely close to being nice to look at or something of the sort. Um, But what or who do I? Yes, Joel's very good point. Looking for a bit of transformation, and that's the point I was trying to make. Is because so at 2:30, I'm not gonna lie, I did try this place here. They have it here in Georgia. Not sure if they have it in a lot of other places, but they have this place called First Doctor's Weight Loss, and all they do is pretty much essentially prescribe you things to kind of help you. Um, Appetite suppressants essentially is the better way to say it, is appetite suppressants. So I did do that initially, but only for a few months. So I did it and they gave me this appetite suppressant, but I was also working out. I was still doing my yoga. And of course, when the doctor's like, you got to make sure you exercise, you got to make sure here's a list of things you can eat, blah, 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 blah. Right now, I'm not going to lie. I'm a foodie. I love to eat. This is why diets don't work for me. I love food. Like, sis loves potatoes. Okay, like a baked potato. I am a French fry whore. Like French fries. That is my jam. Like you're not gonna tell me I gotta cut all this out. I can't. I don't have the willpower. I just don't, and I can admit that. Uh, so she gave me. I took these pills. I took them for a few months, but I was still also doing my yoga, and I did drop a lot of weight. Like I did. I got down to like 200 pounds or whatnot. And then I stopped. And then because I had stopped going to yoga, I wasn't really doing it. I saw my weight was picking back up. And so, I went back and in 2022, she was like, okay, it's 2022. We're going to get under 200. And I'm like, okay. So needless to say, I did the pills for a month and then I stopped. And then I just continued with my yoga. I just picked up the number of days I was doing it and the different things. So then I started going to yoga 3 times a week. Every once in a while I'll throw in an extra class. And I also, for 2022, I had cut out my use of social media. So I'm not on Twitter as much as I used to be. Like I was on Twitter every day, dang near all day, like in between my work breaks, not even on work breaks. Like when I don't have emails, I'm just scrolling, I'm checking it, just like everybody else. I'm looking at Facebook, I'm seeing all this stuff. And I decided to take a break from social media. Just mainly because it was just, everything in the world right now, especially in the United States, which we ain't even gonna get into. Uh, it's just been so negative. Everything has just been so negative. And I just was tired of it because I realized my mindset was there too. I didn't have the love for myself like I do now, the confidence for myself as I do now, just that sort of thing. And um, I have to say, like 2022 has been really good. It has been very transformative for myself and learning to have this confidence. So now I'm like at 192 ish, 196, depending on what I eat. It flows back and forth. But I've never had the amount of confidence I have in myself and in how I look more so now than I've ever did in my whole life. Like even as a teenager, I didn't have this confidence and I was way skinnier than I am now, and I still never had that confidence. So I say all that to say, like, is that really a new me? Or has that me been there all along? Right? So I feel like it's really not a new you. It's just you're finally peeling back, a layer to discover who you are, that you may have tampered down because people tell you it's not right, or that you've always wanted to be but you just didn't have the confidence to be that person. Maybe people kept telling you not to, or it could be the things that you see on TV or the things that you hear or just the negative comments, and we're constantly pushing down who we wish or hope to be to appease other people. And not to say everybody does that. There may be some other underlying issues that may cause you to do that and or feel that way. And that's totally fine and acceptable too. But I think what's important is just figuring out how to get past that. And when 2022 hit and I made that goal and I stuck to it, let me see. Joelle says, is it because of the weight loss or that you achieved something you really wanted to achieve last year? You know what? I want to say think it's both. I think it's because I'm happy. I was happy because I stuck with it, and it was something I really wanted to do. And, like everybody else, when you have New Year's resolutions, you stick with it for a little bit and then it kind of, tapers off. And then you just be like, okay, well, whatever, I'll start it again. So I'm happy about that. But I'm also happy because weight wise, I have gotten down. But honestly, it's not just because of that. It's because I'm actually happy at where I'm at. Like, could I lose a couple? Like, my dream had always been to like, let me get down to where I was when I got married, right? Let me get down to like 185. I'll be straight. Like, let me get there. That's the weight I was at when I was married. Yes, if I get a little bit under that, cool. But now, no, I don't care. I don't care about being that weight. I don't. I don't really care. I enjoy the weight that I'm at right now. It's but I feel it's more because I stuck more with yoga than losing weight. Because at the weight I am, if you were to see the whole when I'm not looking real, frumpy or like a little kid, as my husband says, hoodies and jeans and chucks all the time. Um, you know, I don't look like I weigh that, and of course, that's another thing, like the world always tells you like, oh, the BMI. Let me just say, I like for me, uh the BMI is absolute trash. Like I think it's absolute garbage because they don't take into account um people's culture or nationalities. There are some nationalities that just happen to have um thicker built people just because that's their nationality. Like I've seen I used to work for a granite distribution center or whatnot, so I used to sell a lot of natural stone and stuff, so I had to deal with a lot of people from like Brazil, definitely mainly Brazil, because a lot of here in Georgia, there's a lot of Brazilian places that sell granite. And I've these women walk in here, and I mean, they are, Coke bottle shape, just beautiful women. And then, you go to the BMI and they say, oh, well, you're slightly obese or you're kind of obese. And I'm like, excuse me, where? To who? Based on what? You know what I mean? So I think that's the other thing too, is that it feeds into that negative image of when you hear the term obese or oh, based on your BMI, you're obese and things like that. And when you hear that, it puts such a negative connotation on things, like so I'll use an example like Lizzo. Like before, I wasn't really vibing with her too much. Like honestly, I really wasn't. But then I got more into her music, more into her backstory, why she does what she does. And I'm like, this chick is still healthier than I am. You know what I mean? Like, that's insane. That's insane. But then people are like, oh, but she's fat. Oh, she's gonna die. She needs to lose weight. She's this, she's that, And come to find out, you can't. The people saying that can't do half the crap she does, And it's sad that there are people out there that's like that, you know. So that's, I don't know. I just kind of, it just made me realize that it wasn't a new me. That was just me all along. The confidence, the happiness, the feeling how I felt was me all along. I just had to get there myself. And I can't rely on other people to tell me that I look good. I can't rely on other people to tell me that that I'm losing weight and I look great or whatever. I have to feel that for myself. And just like you or anybody else, you have to have that. And not to say that it's going to come easy, because it doesn't. It's hard. It's very, very hard. And like, I just turned 40, and I literally just got to the place I am now at this age. More like at 39, like last year is when I really got there. But this just shows that it is a continuing journey. You still have to grow and learn to accept yourself and learn to know what fits you, what fits your mentality. So it's not really a new me. It's just me finally getting rid of that outer layer that has always been protecting this part of me. And sometimes it's not always good to keep them layers up or those walls up because you feel it's going to protect you. Sometimes you just have to knock them down and just, be out there. Yeah. So Joel said, I'm Maury, and we're forever being told what and who we should be and look like, etc. Boring. Yes, boring attitude. Absolutely. Absolutely a boring attitude. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, just once you get to that point, when you're tired of seeing all that stuff and people telling you who you should be or what you should look like, or that this is the image of perfection, this is the image of beauty, this is what women should look like, or men, or anybody in general. If we were meant to be the same, we would be. We would be. If we were meant to look like these supermodels, we would be. Like, I just feel that. If I was meant to have big Diana Ross hair, I would. The Lord would have gave it to me. But no, but now I'm in this, and y'all get to see me at my crazy awkward stage of me growing my locks out. Like, I'm starting locks. It's a whole journey. I'm just trying to, honestly, I'm just tired of doing my hair. I'm just a lazy natural and I don't want to do my hair, and I can admit that. But those are things that, like, I just feel like because the media portrays it so much and tells you that this is what you got to be, this is who you got to be, that a lot of us succumb to that, even without even realizing. We find out that we're comparing ourselves to things. Like, if we see some of our friends doing this and you realize, oh my God, I'm the same age as them, but yet they're doing better than me, or I'm the same age as this person and they look better than me, or, things like that. We're constantly doing that and don't even realize that we're doing it. And by me taking a step back from social media, that's when I realized that I myself was doing that and not knowing. Like, in my head, I would think that, like, oh, that's a nice outfit, but it wouldn't look that great on me. Or, oh man, those are nice, shoes, but they wouldn't look great on me. Or, that's a nice skirt, but my thighs are too big. I shouldn't wear something like that. Or, I have cellulite. Or, I have the muffin top. I can't wear a crop top. Like, I can't do those things. And I did not realize how much I was thinking that without voicing it. And it really um taking a hold of a lot of the things that I did, or how I saw myself. Like, I didn't see myself pretty without makeup, in all honesty. Like, I felt like I look better once I do my makeup, and that's just how I felt. But I don't feel that way no more. I think I'm pretty cute either way. You know what I mean? And I can't be too bad because my husband married me, and it can't be for my money because I'm broke. So there we go. um, but I just so it wasn't a new me. It was just another layer, a layer coming off, something that I needed to shed, and for me to grow as a person. Um, and that's just kind of how I feel about things. And same thing, and it even goes for people in your life, um, which is crazy to say, but it also goes for people in your life. Like, um, prior to this year, I was really close with a set of friends. It's four of us. My husband calls us yayas. He's just so funny. But anyway, needless to say, some of you, if you've been here, you may have heard the story or may not. But needless to say, me and one of them got into a huge fight in June. She said some stuff that just was not. It was very hurtful. It was very, very hurtful, and she has yet to apologize. I have not spoken to her since that fight. I have seen her at two functions because one of our friends in the group lost her mom last year. So we all came together for the funeral, but I didn't talk to her. It was more, well, I talked to her because I'm not that mean, like, oh, hey, how you doing? Whatever, like, random. And then another friend of ours in the group is pregnant, and she just had a baby shower, and I saw her there, and she kind of hugged me, and I'm like, like, why are you touching me? But needless to say, that's a layer that I probably needed to shed, and I didn't even realize I needed to shed it. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes, you know, My mom says this all the time. She says, the Lord will show you things in threes, and if he gives you that warning, like maybe you should take heed, or he may pull you out of that situation in a way that you didn't want to be pulled out. Um, the blah blahs. Yep, sounds about right. They always got some weird name, right? So needless to say, the Lord took me out of this situation, this friendship, in a manner that I didn't want the friendship to end, like having this big fight when it could have probably ended in another way or been resolved. So needless to say, I haven't talked to that person since then. That person has not apologized and then nothing. And usually I'm the one to stick out an olive branch and be like, hey, look, let's talk it out. But what she said was so hurtful that I'm like, no, I'm not even finna do that, because what you said, that means you've been dwelling on this for 4 years and you never came to the table to talk to me. That means you really feel that way about me, and I'm not gonna offer that olive branch. But yeah, awkward moment. Facts. It was so awkward. So needless to say, I have not talked to that person, but maybe that was a layer that I needed to shed. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't know it, because sometimes we're so wrapped up in all these other relationships and friendships, and it doesn't even matter the relationship. It could be with your significant other, it could be friendships, it could be family, it could be a relationship with yourself, that sometimes you can't see the forest for the trees. You're looking at all the trees, but you don't realize how beautiful everything else around you is, because you're so caught up in this one thing, or this one thing. So having to shed that friendship it sucked. It sucked. Essentially, it was pretty much it felt like a breakup. It was very devastating. And it was like, if she's not reaching out to talk to me, like, does she really care about me as a friend? Did she really value our friendship like I did? Like, damn, she don't even want to try to reconcile and all that. You know what I mean? And I cried over it. Like, I mean, full blown ugly cry, because it was a friendship I really valued, and for that person to not want to try to talk it out, or try to just come to an understanding, just made me feel like they didn't care as much as I did, or the friendship wasn't as important. And it hurt, right? When somebody does that, and it really hurts. And it kind of makes you realize, like, damn, was I really the only one in this? Was I the only one putting myself out there in this friendship or relationship or whatever, right? But now, you know, I feel like that was needed. Maybe the friendship ran its course, right? Maybe the friendship was only supposed to go this far, and let that person do them, and I'm going to go and do me. Maybe that's what was needed. Hey Diana, good to see you, girl. You a ride or die. You always in the chat. You always here. Much love to you for always showing up, because I know our live streams are not always that entertaining, and it's a miracle I even have 4 people watching. Okay, so because I could have just honestly been talking to a camera. So shout outs to you, Diana, for always being a ride or die. But your comment about looks is not just BMI. Different races and sub races have different proportions, body structure, genetically as well. I'm so glad that today I finally feel all right being outside of ideal. Abso-freaking-lutely. The BMI is such trash. It's such trash. And then, you go to the doctor and they measure you against that, and it's like, wow. So you make people feel bad about their shape or their size, and then turn around and put them in a room and say, oh, but you know what, you're perfectly healthy, everything's perfectly good, your cholesterol's good, this is good, this is good, this is good, but you're slightly obese. Excuse me? Say what? Say what? You're telling me I'm as healthy as a horse, but I need to still lose weight? Kick rocks. I ain't got time. I'm done with that. I'm done with that, because no, I'm done. Joel said, sounds like it's time to say later. She was a friend while she needed to be, but better than her being a fake friend in the end. A fake friend would have hurt me more and made me go into Angry Birds. Facts. Janata, hi. Again, if I say your name wrong, I apologize. So please don't hold it against me. Don't hold it against me. Um, yeah, you know, and that's true. And but that was something I had to discover for myself. And one of my yayas even told me and I have this issue that I do, and I keep thinking that everybody, like certain situations or things like that. Like I told her, I said, you know, if it was me, like I don't understand why she's not doing this. Like I thought she cared, and I thought, you know, like when I say somebody's my friend, I mean that. Like I don't take certain for me, I don't take certain words lightly. I don't say them for the sake of saying them. So if I say someone's my friend, I mean they're my friend. And if there's something I can do to help them in any way, I'm going to. If you need me to be there, and if I can, I'm going to be there. Like that's it. Like you call me, I got you. I don't say I don't call everybody my friend just for the sake of doing it, nor do I tell everybody I love them just for the sake of saying it. If I tell you I love you, it's because I mean it. It's because you or whoever I'm saying it to is an integral part of my life in some way, shape, or form. And I value that. So she had to tell me, she said, Tiffany, you can't expect people to think like you or be the same kind of friend that you are, you know. And that kind of hit real, you know, that was some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I expected people to be the same kind of friend that I am. And that kind of hit home for me, and I really had to sit back and think to myself, like, dang, she's right. Like you can't expect people to have the same meaning of friendship as you do, or be the same kind of friend to you as you are to them. Even though I hope that and I wish that, I should not expect it or hold people accountable for that. And what I mean for that is like, I'm gonna be your friend and I'm gonna be there for you and do this, that, and the third. But if you are not going to be the same way, and then when I start to taper back and treat you the same way that you treat me, you can't be surprised. It shouldn't be a shocker to you. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that, you know, I had to learn from myself and learn that, okay, Tiffany, you can't expect people to be the same type of person you are. You can, you know, tell them that that's how you are, and you can let them know that, you know, these are the things that you would like in a relationship or friendship or whatever it is, you know, but you shouldn't compromise who you are for the sake of that friendship or that relationship. And that even includes myself. I should not compromise who I am or who I want to be just for the sake of being comfortable with everybody else around me. You know what I mean? So that was just kind of another layer. It's not a new me. It's just another layer that has always been there. Like that's always been there. I just a lot of times I tamper down who I am for the sake of other people. Um, you know, and I feel like I shouldn't have to. Um, BMI is just unscientific. I don't listen to some random person saying I weigh too much. That's also how should care. That's also how much we should care about the BMI. Agreed and out. But like, I don't even. Although I'm not gonna front. Like, okay, so I have my Samsung watch, and it's like once a month I do it, you know, and I just kind of look at it like, hmm, okay. Oh, but my muscle intake is going up. Okay, yeah, yoga's doing it. That's really the only reason why I kind of do it is just because I want to see if like the water, if I'm losing a lot of water weight, and if my muscle mass is kind of going up based on what I'm doing. So that's typically the only reason why I look at it when I do it on my watch. Other than that, I don't really care. um, hey Carla, that's my sister from another Mister, our CEO. Um, let me see. Yeah, and Janata again. Jen, can I call you Jen? I'm gonna call you Jen because first of all, the first three letters of your name is Jen, like the alcohol. Although I don't drink gin because gin is gross. It tastes like pine leaves. So nasty. But I'm gonna call you Jen anyway because your name's dope. Um, she said, I, for example, took my friends like family because I had no emotional connection to family. But like they didn't see me as fam and they didn't treat me as that. And I just had to realize that. Facts. Facts. That is facts. These women, I love them to death. There wasn't nothing I wouldn't do for them. You know what I mean? Like they've seen me through all kinds of crap. They've seen me like arguments, where I've had arguments with my husband, and I've gone to her house to because I'm tired of fighting with my husband, so I go to her house. I mean, we a bunch of big kids. We have sleepovers, okay? Like we would have nights where we would go over there. We cook a whole bunch of just random finger foods. We'd have alcohol. We'd have matching pajamas. We'd play games. Like you'd be up all night, like shit like that. You know what I mean? And I just had to realize that, like, when it came time for her to be open about what's been going on with her, if there's any issues, she would never talk to us. She would never talk to us about those things. And then like we would find out weeks later that, shit has happened, we're like, why didn't I get a phone call? Like I would have been there for you. I would have, taken folks out for you. Like what the hell, And, that was just something that was constant. And then also whenever this person would get new friends or new people or somebody new to hang out with, then the rest of us would be kicked to the side and be like, we wouldn't hear from her. You know what I mean? So it was very stressful, and we would talk to her, but it just seemed like it would go through one ear and out the other. And of course, I'm sure, whoever she's talked to about the situation be like, oh, well, you're your own person. You can do what you want to do. And that's fine. We never said you couldn't be your own person. We never said you couldn't be friends with other people, but don't kick us to the curb just because this and that, and then you want to hang out with us later. Anyway, enough of that. But I say all that to say, like, that was a layer for me that I had to peel away. But it took a hard ass lesson for me to learn it. You know what I mean? And then I had to peel it away and realize that, okay, one, everybody's not going to be the same type of friend you are. Everybody's not going to be the same type of wife you are. Everybody's not going to be the same type of mom you are, or daughter or son or who or whatever. You can only be the best mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, friend, wife, significant other, girlfriend, boyfriend, polyamorous, whatever. Be the best you that you can be. That's all there is to it. You know what I mean? That's it. Because at the end of the day, these people, if they love you, they're going to love you for who you are. They're going to love you for all your faults, all your shenanigans, and all your precious and priceless moments. Are you going to do some shit that's going to get on their nerves? Absolutely. Absolutely. Are they going to do some shit that's going to get on your nerves? Absolutely. For sure. But what matters is that connection, that love. But you also have to love yourself enough to know when something's not good for you, when you have to take a step back before it blows up, kind of like my situation did. It kind of blew up. I should have known that after having the first or second initial conversation that about these things, that she was not listening. I should have been taking a step back. I should have been distancing myself in that friendship, being better about myself emotionally for that friendship. And I didn't. Why? Because I was busy trying to hold on to our little group and trying to hold on to how that friendship and how much I valued it, that I valued it more than my own well-being in that relationship. And then when we broke up, I mean, it sucked. It had me questioning me, myself. What did I do wrong? What kind of friend was I? Why, damn, was I that shitty of a friend and she don't even care? What did I do wrong? And I shouldn't have been questioning myself because I didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I mean? So that just shows the mentality and how these things are, that we're so engulfed in a lot of things that we tend to question what it is that we did wrong. And sometimes we may not have done nothing wrong, So, yeah, Jen is gross. Facts. But not you, Jen. Like, Jen, you awesome. You awesome. But the alcohol's gross. Oh. I'm changing my name on my pass. Oh, yes, that's why loving or being okay with yourself is important. If you let friendships or relationships determine your value, then you can be fragile and become dependent and easily sad. Yes, and your strengths and weaknesses causes you to be honest to you and her. She sounds like she was holding back and not sharing hers. No, she wasn't. She wasn't. And you know what? That's fine. That's fine. If she don't want to share and she don't want to be that type on that level of that friendship, I can't force her. You know, they always say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink, and that's facts. You know, I can lead her to water or show her that I'm there, be there for her, and all this, that, and the third. But if she don't want to talk to me and tell me deep down and stuff that's happening with her, but she always wants to be that person for everybody else, I can't knock her for that. That's just not the type of friendship I want. And I had to realize that. I had to realize that about myself. You know what I'm saying? So, um, a lot of times it just takes, you know, us having to be in these situations that honestly we don't even really want to fucking be in. I know I just dropped the F bomb. I was gonna say my bad, but not really because that's just me. So, whatever. Uh, but we don't want to be in these. We don't sign up for it. We want to have wonderful relationships with everybody, with people that we care for. We don't want drama. We don't want change. We don't want hardships in those relationships. But sometimes it happens, and sometimes those hardships is what makes you stronger or makes you realize these things about the relationship in the first place. And in all honesty, I feel like if we hadn't had that fight, maybe I wouldn't have noticed these things. Does it suck? Do I mourn the loss of a friendship? Absolutely, absolutely. Because the four of us don't hang out anymore. It's only three of us that hang out together because we're the only three that don't have an issue with each other. And it sucks. Because I look back at pictures of when we all hung out together. Every time we went somewhere, it was always the four of us. You know what I mean? Like we was ride or die. Like Sundays, we go on day drinking and we be out till like 6, 7, 8 o'clock at night. Just, things like that. We don't do that no more, and it sucks. But at the same time, it's kind of like it's refreshing because I know that at least with the other two, when we go hang out, if they have issues, if they go through things, I know that they'll call me, or if I don't hear from them for a while, it's not because they ditched me. It's because we all got life going on, like legit life, like one is still grieving the loss of her mom. You know what I mean? She's going through things. She's in a new relationship. That's new. So if she don't call me all the time, it's not because she's ditching me and hanging out with new people and having fun and posting all these random pictures on Facebook. It's because she's dealing with life. Another friend is pregnant. She's getting ready to have a baby and she got engaged. It's life. So, you know, um, that's kind of, it's not really, like I said, it's a new year, but it's not a new me. You know what I mean? That's just another layer I didn't realize that needed to come off and needed to, shed and grow. So, I just say, don't say new year, new you, because it's not. It's the same you. You always gonna be you, but just I don't know, maybe dig a little deeper, find something in you that if you've always wanted to be more confident, then be more confident. Even though it's not easy, it's a hard journey. It's a hard, climb. But do it. Who's gonna tell you no? And if they tell you no, do they really have a right to tell you no? Because it's your life. You do what you want. And with that, the mental part, the mental part, oh, the struggle of the mental part of all of this. Um, yeah, people get new fams, work stuff. Yep. And it's hard and emotional. And look, mentally, I'll tell you. So, uh, mentally, it's very hard. Mentally, like this journey I've been on as far as like self acceptance, feeling good. It wasn't just a physical thing. It definitely was a mental thing. I had to mentally put myself there. And like, honestly, sometimes I found myself like really just wondering, like, okay, well, why don't you like this about you? Why don't you like this or that, or you feel this way about yourself? And I had to just do that for myself internally. For a long time, I'll tell you this, for a long time, when I was younger, as a young girl, you start dabbling in makeup and all this stuff, and you pick all this random stuff, and then, back in the day, I couldn't wear makeup, so then I would wait till I went to school, and then I would put it on, so that my mama wouldn't catch me. But but I remember one year in high school, I put on this red lipstick, right? I'm like 15, 16. I'm trying to think. Maybe it might have been my freshman year of high school. And I just remember people telling me all the time, Your lips are too big. You look like Ronald McDonald. You shouldn't wear red lipstick. You look like a clown. Your lips are way too big. Blah, 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 blah. Because of that, I kid you not, because of that, I hadn't worn red lipstick. I didn't start wearing red lipstick till I turned like 35, 36, something like that. That's crazy. I let something somebody said to me 15 years ago, who I don't even remember who said it. I don't remember who, what they look like, what class I had with them. I don't even know if I'm friends with them on Facebook. I don't even know if we graduated together. Like, I let some shit somebody said 15 years ago that I can't even put a face to affect what kind of makeup I wore. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And the fact that it sat in my head for so long, that was something I remembered and held on to without even meaning to, without wanting to hold on to it, just something that had always been in the back of my mind, of some crap that somebody said that I don't even remember what they look like, affected what I was doing in my life right now. Is crazy. Needless to say, I wear red lipstick and I look absolutely fan flipping tastic, and I wish somebody would say otherwise, because whatever. Okay. But yeah, I mean, it's just amazing the things that we hold on to and we don't even realize that we're holding on to them. So if you want to make a change, the mental part, I would say start with trying to figure out why you feel this way about certain parts about yourself. Like, why do you hate, people hate their hair? Why do you hate it? What's wrong with it? Write down the cons, write them down. Actually write them down. Because sometimes I also realize that we say these things. Sorry, y'all, I know I'm looking down a lot because my eyes are bothering me. But we say these things a lot, you know. I don't like this about myself. I don't like that. I don't like my hair. I don't like my shape. I don't like my legs. I don't like how these things look on me. I don't like my shoulders. I don't like my cheek, my face structure, blah, blah, blah. Have you ever really thought of why? Have you wrote them down? And why don't you like them? What was it that made you not like them? Was it because your hair doesn't look like your mom's hair, or your hair doesn't look like your sister's hair, or your hair doesn't look like you know this supermodel's hair, or this idol you watch, or this actress? Is that why you don't like how your hair looks? Because it doesn't look like somebody else's hair, right? Or do you not like your shape because compared to everybody else in your family, you're the short one, or you're the really tall one, or you are more curvy, or you have no curves, but why don't you? Is it because you don't look like this person, that person? You don't look like what the media tells you should look like. You don't, you got people in your ear saying you need to lose weight, or you kind of family telling you those things. When we really write down the cons of what we don't like about ourselves, write down the reason why. Write down the reason why. I was amazed to find out how many things I didn't like about myself simply because it was because of something somebody said, because of something I saw on TV and I didn't look like this person, or something I saw on social media and I did and I didn't look like this person. Are those really the reasons to not like those things? Because of something someone else said and or did, or because you don't look like someone else? Really ask yourself, are those really valid reasons to not like certain things about yourself? Because of something or someone else. And I don't like my skin. Jen, okay, let me help you out, sis. So, look, you you talking about you don't like your shape because you see fashion on thin people. Well, let me tell you what, honey. They make fashion for curvy people too. Okay, and we are just as fierce and we look just as good, and I'm sure you probably look just as amazing. And the issue with that is, and the reason why you see fashion on thin people, you don't see a lot of thicker people or heavier set people. And that's one of the reasons why I love Lizzo, is because her line, you see all these different body types. You see from thin to like full blown curves, and you know, she's showing everything in every aspect, as it should, because everybody's body is beautiful at the end of the day. It is. You know, just because it ain't your cup of tea, just like BTS. BTS, we all love them. We love our boys. We love our boys. But it ain't everybody's cup of tea. That don't mean you got to be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's just a matter of finding things that fit well for you. It's not always about finding and wearing things that everybody else is wearing, but you can still do that, but still find what's comfortable for you. You know what I'm saying? Like there's things that fit, that will fit your body shape and or size. It's just, do you want to do the work to get it? Or do you, either way it go, you're gonna have to work. Okay, so let me just tell you, ain't none of this shit easy. Ain't none of this a free ride. You ain't finna, you know, pass go and collect $200. You still gotta work. The question is, how much work are you willing to do? You know what I mean? So it's about finding things that fit well for you, that look good for you, that you feel good in and comfortable in. It took me a minute before really finding things that I was comfortable in. I tell you, for years, I didn't wear shorts. I didn't wear shorts for years. I didn't wear short skirts for years. Why? Because my thighs were too big. I was worried about people talking about my thighs were too big, or the fact that I have cellulite in my thighs, or that my thighs and knees kind of look like they're together because I got big knees too, and I have really big calves. And I just was so worried about just that look. Oh, I can't ever wear shorts. I don't look that good in shorts. Shorts are, yeah. Now I don't give a hot damn about my thighs being big in some shorts. Okay. I was trying to see if Amazon was coming. I think I got a package. Um, I don't care. I don't care about being in no shorts. It's hot. I'm gonna wear shorts and I'm gonna wear a skirt. You know what I'm saying? Like, it took a minute. It took years. And I'm not saying like two or three. I'm saying like I am just now getting into these things late 30s, 38, 39, 40. Okay? Why? Because I let some crap that somebody said to me however long ago affect how I am now. You know? Oh, oh, and then you were talking about your acne. Now look, I deal with that too. It's not as bad. It's not that bad. Mine happens only during my cycle. It's kind of, you know. But what I've learned is just I got to take better care of my face. So sometimes it's just a matter of upping your skincare routine. Sometimes it's a matter of finding out what may be causing. Sometimes acne, especially adult acne or just acne in general, a lot of it's caused by stress. A lot of it's caused by the stuff that we eat. A lot of it is caused by not properly taking care of our face. So, and sometimes it could also be just an an overall medical condition. So the first thing to do is figure out exactly what it is. So if you have the ability to see a dermatologist, go do that. Go see a dermatologist, go talk to them, go figure out what's going on with your face. And also, that don't also mean you got to buy like the expensive products that they want to offer you, okay? Because sometimes they just want to make a buck. You know what I'm saying? So if they're like, no, you just, it looks like it's stress, it looks like it's, your body's overproducing oils on your face, or blah blah blah, whatever it is. If it's something that is not a medical situation and something that you can fix or control, then I would say go buy, get the products to do that. Sometimes it just means, again, upping your skincare routine, making sure you wash your face before you go to bed, making sure you change your pillow sheets, your pillow cases, and things like that. Also, could be pets. You might be allergic to some pets. You might, it's a lot of things that can cause that. And it's just a matter of just figuring out what it is and what works for you. So don't, I hope you don't like feel bad about your skin. Okay. We all suffer through that. And it took a minute for me to really figure out. And I have a huge sweet tooth. Like, I love sugar. I love like candies and cakes and cookies and like a good like fruit tart. And I mean, I can eat them all in one sitting, but it took a minute for me to realize that I had to stop eating a lot of sugar. I took a lot of pop. For those of you that are not from the Midwest, that's soda. That's what they call it here in the South. I stopped drinking a lot of that. So sometimes it could be some of those things, a change in the diet that can help clear your face, that sort of thing. Also trying to figure out ways to eliminate stress, not necessarily eliminate, but kind of decrease it. That can also kind of help because a lot of times what people don't realize is that your mental health plays a big part in what happens with your body. You know what I mean? Like if you are so stressed out, it's going to start affecting you physically. It's going to start affecting how you eat, how you sleep, the way your body reacts to certain things. And it's just a domino effect. So, also, if you tend to be in a very stressful environment, figure out ways to help decrease that stress or a healthy way to help you decrease that stress. And maybe that can help too. I'm just rambling. So, thank y'all for like holding on with me. Diana, oh my God, today I saw a blogger who looks like me, the type really not an Insta face, and she's making a blog about dating millionaires. So do looks really matter? Not at all. Look, hey, people fall in love any and every kind of way. It's all about just yes. I'm reading y'all's comments. Excuse me. Mm, yes, I said, Jen, go ahead, boo. Go ahead, okay? Do that. I wish you luck. And you know what? If you're on, well, I'm assuming you're on Twitter because if you saw this and you're here, you're on Twitter. If you see me, friend me, and I want to know how it's going for you, honestly, because I do. I really want to know how it's going for you. I hope that you find some good products. And also, okay, so I know this is all about mental health and all this stuff, but Diana's been on these streams. She knows I deviate, but it's all for the sake of mental health, honestly. And I be doing shenanigans on here. So Diana's been privy to my chaos. But so also, if you want to talk about skincare and you want to talk about these things, okay. So I don't know where you all are and what if these things are available to you. So I'm just speaking for what's here in the States. If you can find it and they can ship to you, fabulous. Um, Places like Shein and this new one I saw on Instagram, and then I joined it, Temu, which I need to stay off both of them because if I buy one more thing, I'm sure my husband's gonna put me up for sale. Okay, but anyway, uh, this is where you Oh, Jen, then don't worry, girl. You just, message me. I'm gonna find out. Don't worry. On the next one, I'm gonna check in on you. I'm gonna check in on you because I'm gonna need an update. Okay, I'm gonna need an update. You're gonna have to tell me what's happening with you. Um, but anyway, they offer like these cheaper products. They're all from I want to say. Okay, forgive me because I'm not 100% sure, but I want to say a majority of them are from China. Um, and let me tell you, like I literally just had a package come yesterday. Spent like $38. No, that's a lie. I probably spent a little bit more. But like I got like this Korean hyaluronic acid. I tried it yesterday when I did my little skincare thing. You can get like face masks on there. Also, if you have Amazon, definitely try their face masks. They like have I know one year I got like a like I bought like a set of 10 for Christmas and it really wasn't expensive. So, try looking on those places like Temu and Shein, Amazon for skincare routines. Also, YouTube. Like if you look up natural, like if money's an issue, you don't want to be, spend stuff expensively. You can also look for like homemade remedies. I know tea tree is very good for your skin, so you can do tea tree oil, and just maybe put that in your face wash to kind of help a little bit. Those things. So sometimes you can look for natural YouTube, that shows you how to do natural at home DIY like skincare routines. Things like aloe vera, good for moisture. Okay, so do that. But you can check those out. I want to get an update from you. So next time I'm on and you see me, you just send me a little note like, "Hey sis, I got it. We good." And because I know you got it. I know you got it. It takes time, and you got it. And just go at your own pace. That's the other thing. Go at your own pace. We so caught up with everybody else is doing, and we want to be a new person, and we so busy trying to be new and trying to have these New Year's resolutions. We don't realize that we don't have to do that. We don't have to make a New Year's resolution. We don't have to go at everybody else's pace. You go at your own pace and do what's best for you when you're ready to do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that also plays a big part in your mental health. You're so busy trying to worry about what others are doing and how quickly they're doing it, and you want to, keep up with the Joneses, that you're draining yourself mentally by doing that. So, oh, Germany. Oh, see, these are you all are from such awesome places. Maybe one day I'll get to go. You know, I never had such a routine, but I'll try it. My sister's coming next week and we'll have a go. Yes. Yes. Yeah, Angie and drop the skincare routine. Look, I'm gonna just say, I honestly, I was not all about washing my face either. I'm not even gonna front. Like, I was one of them girls, like, when I first started wearing makeup, like, I wouldn't even take it off. Like, if I wore it for the day, I'd go to bed, still makeup, and then the next day I just would touch it up, running mascara. Oh, let me clean from under my eyes and retouch up the mascara. Like, it was, oh, I was bad. Oh, I was bad. I'm such a tomboy, but that's just my, just my nature. I was terrible. This is all, and also funny, these are all the things that I am really starting to realize later in my life. Like, I really just started doing all this at like 38, 39. You know what I'm saying? Like, how crazy is that? Because I let something, again, somebody else said, or whatever the case, or just honestly pure laziness when it came to like my makeup and washing my face, let this stuff settle for years, and then just now getting to that comfortable place where, okay, deep down, I have always wanted to be this person. Like, I've always wanted to be a pretty girl. Like, I've always wanted to be like, I'm like, oh my God, I just want to be that girl that every time I walk by, somebody's head turn and all this. I used to want to do that. Why? Because that's what everybody says you should do or you should be. And again, later in my life, I'm getting to the point where I ain't gotta make nobody's head turn. I'm married, okay? If I can make my husband's head turn, that's an accomplishment in itself. You know what I mean? So I shouldn't care about that. And I don't. Now, I can honestly say now, I don't. Before, yes, I cared a lot. I cared a lot. But now I don't. And I've gotten better about my skincare routine only because, and I'm just being honest, is because one, this crap's like makeup, like getting it out of like sleeping on it, like it's rubbing all on your face. It's still there. It's the oils, the breakdown. What? Gross. And I was like, okay, Tiffany, ma'am, you got to be better about your face. You got to be better about your face. You're gonna be, you're gonna be 50 and probably look like you're 90 if you don't take good care of yourself. So again, this is just me having to be proactive for me. You know what I'm saying? Not because somebody else told me, but because I needed to. But again, I had to take a step back from social media to really feel comfortable and confident about these things. Although social media has helped in upping my skincare routine. Because I didn't know, I'm going to tell you, I didn't know jack about face mask until BTS. I'm just being honest. I'm like, what's a face what? What is that? Why is that on their face? Now, I have a whole drawer full. And don't tell my husband, okay? Because, yeah, don't. Okay. Jen, you got a random question. I love your communication, by the way, sis. You are just keeping me on my toes. Do you have close army friends? I have one close army friend, and all that transparency stuff is given. We talk about everything. Is that an army thing? What do you think? Um, I'll tell you. Yes, I do have close army friends. I do. Actually, our CEO, who was in the chat, she's a very close friend. Honestly, I've known her for 5 years. Five, six, five. Our anniversary. AFC's anniversary is coming up, so I want to say 5. Um, Never met her. That's the funny part. We've never met. We've never met, but we talk about everything. We have discussed all kinds of stuff. Same thing with my group of friends that we are in WhatsApp together. We talk about all kinds of stuff. We have all experienced crazy things in our lives, and we've talked about them. And I'm not gonna say it's an army thing, but I feel like it's easier with army than with um like getting to know a regular friend. You know what I mean? Like when you have a friend out in a regular friend, you kind of build up to that, right? You may drop a little little things here and there, and then you got to see how the friendship goes before you get to that level of like full blown transparency. Like this is your ride or die. This person's gonna be here for me no matter what. Blah blah blah. Almost best friend level type of status, right? It's you build that up. But what I've realized with Army is that I think because of our initial love for BTS, that is the ground, that's our foundation of this house of friendship that we're in, right? That's our foundation. And from that, and because the guys are so open and transparent, I think that just makes it easier for Army to be that way. And also because we know what kind of people Army is or are, you know, because we know what kind of people we're dealing with off the rip. You know what I mean? Like BTS is inspiring a lot of people to do a lot of good work, a lot of good things, and then you see it every day on Twitter. You see the good, you see the charitable donations, you see the tweets of love and support for each other, and the care and all of this, and it just makes it that much easier to open up and to be honest and to be transparent. We don't have to go through all those levels like you would with a regular friend because with Army, I feel like the foundation is already laid. And because our foundation is BTS and what they stand for and who they are as people, it makes it easier for us to be transparent. So we don't have to take as much time to get to that level. There's that instant, connection with one another to be that way. And it's this it's this underlying connection also of knowing that like this person is however many miles away, but this person is willing to be there for me and listen to me and hear me talk about random crap. You know what I mean? And so you can't even get your sister to do that. And this person is your blood. You know what I'm saying? Like it's amazing the community and the friendships that we have built because of BTS. And like I said, my CEO and our group of friends, like again, we've been in this WhatsApp chat for 5 years. 5 years. It's the same beautiful, amazing people that I talk to. Sometimes it's completely silent for weeks, and then sometimes for weeks we are just dropping all kinds of random stuff. It's that's what's so great about it is that we don't always have to talk every day. We don't have to talk every day. We don't have to communicate every day. But then we know that at any point we can just drop a message there and somebody's going to respond. Somebody's going to see it. Somebody's going to give us words of encouragement. If one of us to message in there and say, guys, I need somebody to talk to. I am not in a good place. We all are like, what? When? Video chat? Zoom? Now? You want to talk? What's up? You know what I mean? And I love that. I love that. And I think that that also makes it um, easier to be the type of people or to have that confidence in ourselves too, because Army is so diverse and so full of people from all different walks of life, yet we love the same thing. We want to be there for each other. We ultimately, we just want to live our life the way we want and do it comfortably and love who we are. And I think that's just what makes it so much easier to have that level of confidence because deep down, Army's got your back. You know what I'm saying? Like if some of them live in the same city or state or street that you do, if you told them that you needed them, I'm sure there's going to, and y'all are close, they coming. And they don't, and they're doing it because they want to. There's nothing tied to it. You don't have to pay them back. You don't have to do this stuff, because they did something for you. Army doesn't ask for that. And that's what I love too. That's one of the things I love the most is that we give unconditionally without asking for anything in return. God dang it, Jen, you got me talking. I'm emotional. I cry a lot. Stop. Oh. Or look up Hobie's lesson exam. Yes. Yep. So anyway, I know I probably like rambled. I'm sure I did, and I tend to do that a lot, because this stuff's important to me. You know, working with AHC, you hear or read a lot of things that can be very disheartening. It like it's hard. It's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I like it's hard to be a volunteer with AHC. It is. It's very hard, and it's not hard because it's hard work or it's bad or anything like that. It's hard because when people talk to us and they tell us these things, it sucks because like some people honestly just want to. I'm like, I just want to hug you. I want to hug you. Like I like sometimes I want to talk to them so they can hear my voice and hear me say the things that I'm typing so they can hear me. You know what I mean? And it's hard sometimes. It's hard because I know I can't do those things. And I can only just hope that um, the words I say get to women, that they understand that it's coming from a place of love, because it honestly is. And it's hard because you hear these stories, and my heart breaks for so many people. Oh God, I'm about to get myself crying, Jesus. Um, anyway, but I hear these things, and as an American, I'll say this: as an American, hearing the things that I hear for people from other cultures or countries, and the things that they do not have, the support system or the mental health system is not there, or these things, it breaks my heart, honestly. And then I sit back and I think, why am I being quiet? Why am I, toning down how I am? Why am I not speaking my truth when there are so many people who can't? Not because they don't want to, but because they don't have the outlet to do so, or they don't have the support to do so. And here I am living in a country where I can do those things, and yet I don't. I tone myself down for the sake of other people, and I shouldn't do that. And AHC honestly has given me that confidence to, if I don't like you, I just don't fucking like you. Period. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not going to. Now, don't get me wrong. Please understand. I am always still respectful. I may not like you, but I'm not gonna disrespect you wherever we are. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been in situations where I've had to be around people I do not like. I do not care for. They rub me the wrong way. I'm not gonna be rude because one, my mama raised me better than that, and I don't want her to give me no whooping for being rude to folks when it's unwarranted. So there's that. Um, but I now have the confidence to be like, no, I don't really vibe with that person, or that person makes me know, never mind if that person is ever even here. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't. And I'm not going to sugarcoat it. And I'm not going to do that to make you feel good or to make her feel good or him feel good or feel. No. Why? Why? Because I'm not. Because at the end of the day, either I'm gonna keep seeing this person simply because this you keep bringing them around, or I'm not gonna see this person. But that person makes no difference on my life and what I do, and I should really not particularly care. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't care about nothing nobody say. That's no, don't. You still gotta care a little bit, like that much, okay? But first and foremost, always make sure you take yourself into consideration, okay? How is this going to affect you? What are the effects of what you're doing going to, how's it good, bad, ugly, whatever? Is it going to burn some bridges? If it is, are those bridges you can afford to burn? So you still got to take all those things into consideration, of course, and I do for the most part. Professionally, I do. For work, I do. Real life, somewhat, um, but those are things you gotta, consider, and like I said, AHC has definitely given me that confidence to stand up more for what I say and for the type of person that I am and the type of people I want around me. Like Army is nothing but an example of what it's like to have good, like most Army, I say like 90%. Cause we got them 10%. We got them. Y'all know what that 10% is. Y'all know what that 10% is. Okay, but I'll say we got that 90% that just they just want to be friends. They just want people they can talk to. They just want people that understand them, that shares the same love, that they can build camaraderie with, a friendship with, a family with, a support system with. You know what I mean? Army has shown me that those are the type of people I want and need in my life. And honestly, life is way too short. I do not have time for people who do not want to be a friend to me. Or, I can't say any other relationship because I'm already married. So, but people who don't really want to be a friend to me, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. Something could happen to me tomorrow. Knocking on wood, right? That's just me. And I know this is very morbid, but a friend of mine and I, we had a talk, and I said, when I die, I said, don't have a funeral for me. I don't want a funeral. And she was like, what? I said, no, I don't want a funeral. I said, because I don't want a bunch of people around crying and sobbing and all this, that, especially people who really don't give a damn about me. You know what I mean? Like, don't, if you just knew me in passing, don't show up. Okay? Don't come. If you was just a Facebook friend and we ain't never really talked or hung out or said two words, don't be there. Don't be like, oh, I'm so sorry. No, because you don't. You don't care. You don't know. You knew of me, but you didn't know me. You know what I mean? So I was just saying, like, I just want people, I would just hope that whoever's there when I'm gone is going to be people who truly knew me, people who truly loved me. Again, for all my shenanigans, all my flaws, because I'm so far from perfect, right? But I'm perfect for me. I'm perfect for who I am. I'm perfect for the person I want to be, and that's what's important. And those are the people I want around me. So sometimes you just have to weigh your options about the people that are around you as well. Are they pouring into you to help you grow, and vice versa? And if they're not, then maybe that's somebody you got to keep at arm's length. They can be a sometime friend, not an all the time friend. Ugh. I'm reading your comments, guys. Mm-hmm. I have recommended the problematic scan. Yeah. Oh, virtual. Oh, thank you, Jen. Yeah, I wish I could be there for everybody. I really do. I really truly do. But I got my own, life to live and things I have to do, and my own health things I have to take care of. But I do wish I could be there for everybody. And our volunteers do amazing work. They do an amazing job taking care of people, and we do our absolute best to be there. And I can honestly say, if it wasn't for AHC, if I wasn't a part of it, I probably would not have discovered these things about myself, or felt confident enough to be or say the things that I want to say. Because honestly, I'll just be real with y'all, I would have never I would have never been on this. I would have never shown my face on YouTube. Never. Never, 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 never. Um, I just wouldn't have, because one, honestly, and this is just facts right now, I don't think I'm that good at what I do. And I say that because I know that there are people way more qualified who have a better way of articulating themselves, who have a better way of being professional, of just overall better, right? And I'm okay. And the thing is, I'm not saying that to downplay me as a person. No, there are just some people who are better at certain things than I am, and I can admit that. It doesn't mean I'm bad. Well, kind of. I'm a little bad at this. I'm not that great at it. I'm terrible, but I'm okay with that though, because you guys are here watching me be just as being just as terrible as I am on every other stream. But I find it fun. It's fun to talk to you guys. It's fun to read your comments and to interact with you guys. And honestly, you guys just see me being a real person. This is how I am in my everyday life. This is how I am, whether I am at work, whether I am talking to Army through Army Help Center, whether I'm on here with you guys, honestly, I am the exact same person. And if anybody in this chat has ever, oh, my Booski Maria, that, hi, honey. Maria is my first girl crush. Like, she's so beautiful. Like, I just love her. I've been in love with her since the day I saw her, and I love her to pieces. She's just amazing. Um, just I love her to pieces. But again, I know I'm not any good at this. There's probably other things that I'm way better at than this. But what I am good at is talking and on occasion maybe dropping some gems here and there. You know what I'm saying? I tend to ramble a lot, but I'm okay with that. And I do this simply because, sometimes people need to see real people. Like, I know a lot of you guys know we work with Army Help Center or for Army Help Center, but some of you guys don't know what we look. All of y'all really don't know what we look like. Some people don't think we're real. Some people think we're all just like scripted people or something. Like, yes, we do have technically a script we got to follow for certain things. But aside from that, like any conversation anybody has ever had with us at AHC, we are real people. We go through real things, we experience all that, and then we feel some kind of way after we're done, handling or dealing with whatever situations. Those things take a toll on us. It affects us mentally as well because one, we're worried about your well being. We want to make sure you're okay. We want to make sure we've said and done the right things to help you get to a place of happiness or a place of peace or a place of just kind of resetting, and we worry about that. But I'm just happy y'all are here. I'm happy I get to talk to you guys. I'm happy that my thoughts can be put out there, and hopefully somebody else might be experiencing what I'm experiencing. And that's another thing too, because a lot of times we always feel like we're by ourselves with the stuff that we do, right? We're just, oh my God, nobody feels like I do. Nobody understands you know how I'm feeling or what I've gone through. And like Jim has said, there's somebody on the other side of the world that understands you. So for you guys in Germany and New Zealand and the Philippines and all of that, like I feel that too. I understand, having that self-doubt and concern. Yes, Joels, I'm sorry. Don't come for my knees. Don't come for my knees. I know. I know. I'm not saying it to be negative. Um, it wasn't really to be negative. That's and actually I'm glad you said that because that is a good point. Sometimes we think that we're saying things negatively, right? About ourselves. And 90%, good 90% of the time it's very true. We can be very negative on ourselves. But sometimes that small percent, there's nothing wrong with realizing the things that you can't do. It's called accepting that about yourself. I know I am terrible at editing. Okay, like I can't. I can't. Like just this whole new setup for OBS that I was trying to do right before this live had me stressed out, and I thought I was gonna totally jack up the whole show. That's not a negative thing. It's just that I'm well aware that that is not in my skill set to do. Okay, which means and that's fine. I can admit that I'm not capable of doing that. But am I good at a bunch of other things? Absolutely. I think I'm an amazing host. I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm very good actually. I feel really good about me being a host and doing this this thing on YouTube, even though it was never in the cards. I never thought of ever doing it. I just don't. But I think I'm good. I think I'm funny sometimes. And honestly, I think that I'm probably just the older version of some of you, just speaking out loud a lot, or just mostly all army in general. I'm just probably just expressing it. I'm their what do you call it? Their conduit. There you go, their conduit. So sometimes it's okay to realize what you can't do. It's just not it. I'm not doing it in a negative way. I'm just accepting the fact that I'm just not good at certain things like editing. you know I'll leave that to my counterpart. She's amazing. Me, not so much. But I'm okay with that because that wasn't meant for me. God, the Lord can't give me everything. He can't give me everything. I can't be fly at everything. Everybody's got to have their own talents. He had to give some to somebody else, okay? I get it. Oh. So yes. So just know that sometimes it's okay. It is absolutely okay to admit the things that we are not good at. So long as it's not in a negative way. Like saying, "Oh, I'm not good at editing. I wish I was better at it," or "I wish so and so." Like if you really want to be better at it, then you do the things you need to do to be better at that thing, if that's really what you want to do. But you don't have to do everything that everybody does, and you don't have to be good like everybody else is good. You be good in your own way for your own thing, you know? So I'm okay with that. I'm no, not great at editing. Absolutely not. And I'm sure there are other people who are way more better at it than I am, and I applaud them and I may use them for their expertise. And that's how I see it. So, I know I'm not again, I'm not perfect, but I'm perfect for me. And that's what matters. So this went longer than I planned, as always. Diana, if you're still here, our stuff never ends on time. I mean, one day, maybe this year we'll get it right. Maybe. I don't know. I doubt it though, because we like to talk. And I like hanging out with you guys. You guys have definitely kept me entertained, So um, I gotta go because my dogs are bugging me. I got one of them. She was over here earlier, so I know the moment I get up, they're run to the door, and I'm sure my husband's probably tired of hiding out in the room because I was like, I'm doing a stream, don't come in here. So I'm sure that's a thing. And I gotta go bug my parents. Their anniversary was last year. I think they've been married for like 30 something years. So I gotta go harass them and do what all kids do at our age. We still go harass our parents, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So, and plus, oh, also, just random. I know this has absolutely nothing to do with mental health, but I just want to share it because I'm super excited. So I'm going to Vegas, which, if you were here on the last stream right before the holidays, I was supposed to go to Vegas for my birthday. That shit didn't happen. Okay, like it was just a whole cluster. Like they canceled our flight while we was at the airport. I had to cancel my hotel in Vegas. I had to cancel my lift. I had to cancel the reservations. We couldn't get another flight out. So I had to spend my birthday here, which is not bad, just when you don't plan to be home for Christmas, there's nothing. So of course our tree wasn't up. I didn't have any food at the house for Christmas dinner. So literally on Christmas Eve, I'm having to go to the store. I had to come up with a makeshift Christmas dinner. I had to come up with like a makeshift thing to do for my birthday, which I went to go see Avatar. If you haven't seen it, I think it's a great movie. But not a lot is open during that time, so it kind of sucked. It was really shitty. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty shitty 40th birthday. But and to come home and find out that my son had COVID. Like it was just it was a whole thing. I was very disappointed. It was yeah. But I say that to say that, hey, when I turn 45, I'm gonna try it again. You know what I mean? Maybe I may try to do my birthday in Vegas again and celebrate. But I'm going to Vegas next week anyway because I'm going to the Pro Bowl. And for those of you that don't know what the Pro Bowl is, here in the States, that's when like the fans get to vote. I think it's the fans. Yeah, the fans get to vote on different players from football teams, and then they have a matchup or whatever. It's the week before the Super Bowl because Super Bowl is the following week. So me and my mom and one of my best friends, we're gonna go to Vegas and we're going to Pro Bowl to watch a bunch of football players play. And I'm super excited because I love football, even though nobody from my team made it. So but anyway, I'm still going and I'm super excited. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So you never know. I might pop up with a stream or something. I doubt it though, because I want to. And I say that because I want to try, but we're probably going to be doing a whole bunch of stuff and I'm going to forget. But anyway, I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing Saturday, day or night, afternoon, or Sunday, depending on where you are. It might be Sunday morning. Yeah, Joel, right? right? You know exactly how I feel. Your birthday's the week after Christmas. Mine is the week of Christmas. And it sucks. Like when you were little, it was okay because then people were like trying to do something. But then as you got older, you realize like, ew, like nobody does anything and it's sad and you want to do stuff. And everybody's broke because either they're planning to go somewhere for Christmas, people are coming, they gotta go buy presents, nobody's available. And you're just like, oh, I want to do something for my birthday. And then yeah, you feel my pain. You feel my pain. I know you know. I know you know. So, but anyway, I'm sorry I kept y'all longer than I should have, and I apologize. But I hope y'all have a great day, night, evening. I hope that this stream was helpful in some way, even if it was a little bit. I hope that it has helped you in some way, and it's going to be on our channel, so you can always come back and look at it if you want, or you can just, watch it for pure, shits and giggles, because I tend to be funny from time to time. But ultimately, I just hope you have a good day. And no matter what anybody tells you, no matter what anybody tells you, you are perfect the way you are for you. You don't got to be perfect for anybody else. So don't change who you are to fit the mold of somebody else. Break the mold. It wasn't meant to stay there anyway. Okay? So, y'all have a great day. And let me see if I can stop this without like jacking it up. But bye. I love y'all. And I mean that.